Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. And I want to read a little comment here that was made on Bgtv's community post. And as a lot of you already know, I removed him from the contract video status that I had with him. And I've done this primarily. Because Bgtv needs to be exposed and exposed hard. And this is a really good example of what I'm talking about regarding these people's cognitive dissonance. Okay, so first and foremost, Bgtv puts, G-Man said that women act like rape is the worst thing that can happen to them, which I stand by the way. That statement alone is why you shouldn't ever talk to that moron. Disgusting. Now, let's just go over the comments here real quick before I make my statement and my response to this idiocy that he's saying on his channel. Here's hoping he gets to experience something worse one day, whatever that might be. Okay, so some lady named Melissa said this on here, right? Then there's another guy called Philly Guy who says getting hit by 374 cars has really done some damage. Then some guy by the name of Lloyd Watson says G-Man's stupidity never ceases to amaze me. No wonder he's been hit by 4 cars. And again, there's a whole bunch of these stupid comments on his community thread because these are the kind of people that he attracts to his YouTube channel. People who don't know how to think a little bit. So this is what I want to do. I want to challenge this idea that that's the worst possible thing that can happen to a woman. Okay? In other words, women are telling me, and I said this before in other videos, that they would rather be crucified than raped. If they had to pick between the two, they would rather be crucified and die a slow, agonizing death. Apparently now, hell in the lake of fire is certainly something that is not as bad as being violated, right? And mind you, it ain't just women going through this. Women like to try to claim a monopoly on this topic. But there's a lot of men who's been sexually violated as well, too. And this is something this moron doesn't understand. What if somebody got a piece of paper and just cut you until you died? This paper cut you until you just straight up died. There's a lot of horrible ways you can go. There's the Iron Maiden and how the Catholic Church used to go about torturing people for not accepting their doctrines. Where does Bgtv get off and say the stupid things on his YouTube channel where he can say that that something is worse? You'll notice that they won't address this in video, though. You'll notice this. Now, earlier you heard me accuse him of cognitive dissonance. Okay? In the second part of his statement here, he says, this is why no one should ever talk to that moron, right? For the last 5 or 6 years, him and his compadres have been doing nothing but trying to make money off of me and talking about me on YouTube. They even befriended Negs on YouTube, used Negs, used DC Media Girl, and used all these other people to turn them into lol's cows so that they can make money. Okay? So I'll challenge you on this, Bgtv. All right? Are you ready to admit that the lake of fire is not as bad as being raped? So you're basically saying if you was a woman, you would rather be tormented forever, for eternity, where there is no end, versus being raped. I would love to hear your response to that, young man. The reason why I will not get a response has nothing to do with whether or not somebody should talk to me or not. The reason why I won't get a response, dude, because you know you're wrong. And you know you sound stupid with this statement. This ain't nothing but a butt kissing attempt for you to use people for donations again. But the reality is 100% of the people who are listening to this video knows I'm correct, especially when it pertains to the lake of fire. Because if you try to say that something that only lasts a minute or two, okay, or even if it lasted all day, is worse than being tortured for eternity, you're absolutely crazy, dude. Go back to school.